10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski. We are in the middle of tax season, and don't worry, you still have over a month to file. But some taxpayers can expect some changes this year. As News 8 Now's Emily Haugen explains, parents with children at home will be impacted the most.
Change comes with every season. In tax season, that change can be literal.
So relative to the last 4 or 5 years, this is a pretty calm year. There aren't really major changes.
After a few busy years of pandemic relief, UW-Madison professor Michael Collins explains that many of those programs are dropping.
For people who don't have kids, and who weren't getting those tax credits before, it's probably not a major difference.
And Viterbo Associate Dean John Robinson warns that parents will see a difference in their tax returns.
For this cycle, for families with children, especially working class families with children, it's a big change.
The child tax credit is dropping from $3,600 per young child to $2,000 each.
That was rent money that was paid on the credit card, that was like folks were using that for stuff, in the pandemic.
The child and dependent care credit, which helps parents pay for child care, has also decreased.
It's just useless now, and it would have been $1,000 in your pocket last year.
But if your family doesn't have children at home, you might not notice a difference, with the exception of the rising cost of everything.
Taxes reflect inflation, and so some of those tax credits, the deductions, and those kinds of things have been increased.
Both experts say if you haven't, now is the time to file.
Experts also say to be sure to keep track of all your documents when you're filing your taxes, and in some cases, to not expect a refund at all. Now, this year's deadline to file is April 18th. Time to switch it up, get a check of your weather forecast with First Warren meteorologist Eric Dean.
Good evening, Ken. Good evening, everybody. Hey, we had some snow last night into the morning hours. Take a look here, add some snowfall totals over the past 6 hours, and take a look here. Bloomer, 3.8 inches of snow. Longwood, 3.5 inches. Altoona, just over 2 inches. Menominee area checking in just under 3 inches. Now we take a look here across the central zones. Toma, La Crosse, 3.5 inches. Stockholm area picking up just under 2 inches. A trace towards the Fillmore area. DeSoto picking up on a quick ½ inch. And I want to draw your attention to this because Prairie du Chien picked up a trace of snow. But you go a little bit south and west of Prairie du Chien. You see this little blue dot there? They're picking up some hail over towards the Hazleton, Iowa area, ½ inch in diameter. So quite the contrast from Prairie du Chien to Hazleton in terms of where it was snowing versus where it was hailing. Now, we have a clean sweep across the Coulee region. The snow is now over towards the Green Bay area. Highs for today, we were in the 30s and 40s, and that trend is going to continue for tomorrow. We're seeing temperatures in the 30s from top to bottom, but that feels like temperature. Feels like the 20s, even low 30s towards Winona, 24 Preston, 27 in Decorah. Now, Ken, coming up in the First Warn forecast, we're going to talk about a little lull in the precip chances, but I'm keeping an eye on a storm late week that could produce some more snow, maybe something. It's still too far out to tell, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
All right. Thanks very much, Eric.
You bet.
Back on the news side of things, 4 Americans were kidnapped late last week on the Mexican side of the southern border. The State Department is now working to secure their return. CBS's Christian Benavides has more details.
Mexican soldiers are searching for the 4 Americans kidnapped on Friday in Matamoros, a Mexican border town about 3 miles from Brownsville, Texas. Video posted online shows a woman forced into the back of a pickup truck. 2 others who appear hurt are loaded next to her.
U.S. law enforcement is in touch with Mexican law enforcement, and we will continue to coordinate with Mexico and push them to bring those responsible to justice.
Mexico's president says the group came to buy medicine and got caught in a crossfire between 2 armed groups.
Comprar medicamentos en México.
The city is a hotbed for cartel violence and is under a State Department Level 4 do not travel advisory, the same issued for Iraq, Iran, and Afghanistan. Their car had North Carolina license plates.
Anytime that you go into Mexico and they can identify you as an American citizen, they look at you as a quick money maker.
Michael Vigil is the former head of international operations for the Drug Enforcement Administration.
What happened in Mexico doesn't surprise you.
It does not surprise me because kidnapping is a cottage industry in Mexico.
The FBI is offering $50,000 for the safe return of the Americans, plus the arrest of those responsible. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
Matamoros is a city of roughly 500,000 people and has been home to warring factions of the Gulf drug cartel for decades. Well, the more conservative candidate for Wisconsin's Supreme Court seat says a Milwaukee Journal Sentinel report about his involvement in the plan to send fake Wisconsin electors to the Capitol is, quote, wholly false. Former Wisconsin Justice Daniel Kelly sat down with me today before tonight's La Crosse Chamber of Commerce dinner that he was attending. The Journal Sentinel story published in February says Kelly was hired by the state Republican Party as legal counsel and was, quote, at the center of the discussion in December 2020 to send alternate electors trying to certify that Donald Trump, not Joe Biden, had won Wisconsin. Kelly tells me that report misconstrued his involvement in that plan.
I was retained, the RPW was one of my clients, and the chairman of the party called me, asked me about this subject, and asked if I was in the loop on it. I told him I wasn't. And we had about a half-hour conversation, and that was it. So somehow or other, the author of that article managed to misconstrue that into saying that I was in the center of this, which is just farcical.
Kelly says it appears to him that the article was, quote, an intentional effort to slander me. One of those electors, Andrew Hitt, did say in a January 6th committee deposition that he had some, quote, pretty extensive conversations, unquote, with Kelly about the plan. So when I asked Kelly about that deposition, Kelly said Hitt was only referring to that half-hour conversation. In the meantime, Kelly and Janet Protasewicz have agreed to a debate on March 21st. Protasewicz has declined several other opportunities across the state until now. Kelly says it's important for the two to engage in a debate.
Well, because I think that if you do a comparison, a side-by-side comparison between Janet and me, what you'll find is that Janet is a politician dressed in a black robe, and that's all she is. And she doesn't want.
And he ended by saying she doesn't want people to see that. Now, our Madison sister station is one of the three organizations co-hosting the debate March 21st. It'll be streamed live on channel3000.com starting at 12:45 p.m. And us here at News 8 Now, we will be broadcasting the debate on our channel at 4 p.m. that day. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers and Republican state lawmakers are still in disagreement about Wisconsin's budget. The budget cycle begins with a record surplus of over $7 billion, which Evers wants to spend on grant programs, assistance to schools, and the tax cuts for the middle class. Now, some Republican lawmakers want a flat tax plan, which would decrease tax revenue. Now, over the next 4 months, the Wisconsin legislature will draft their version of the budget, and that budget will be reviewed by Evers, who can continue making changes through veto. Much of the budget is already set in stone, like the cost of continuing programs like Medicare. More U.S. lawmakers are taking shots at TikTok. U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee Chairman Mark Warner will introduce a bill this week that calls for a systemic ban of TikTok and other Chinese technology. The Democrats cited data privacy concerns and video content concerns as reasons for the ban. Last week, the House Foreign Affairs Committee also voted to allow the government to ban TikTok. Wisconsin's Attorney General is joining a coalition asking TikTok to comply with investigations. Josh Kaul announced today that he is joining 46 other states' attorneys general who are looking to review the app company's internal communications. Investigators want to determine if TikTok violated consumer protection laws by doing things that can harm the mental health of app users, especially children and teens. In a release, Kaul says parents deserve to know what leadership at TikTok knew about the dangers of their product. According to CBS News, 1 in 6 Gen Zers use the video sharing app every day. Many go to the app for advice or social media therapy. Researchers believe the app is not reliable for medical information and may be harmful for youth mental health. Last month, the CDC released a report that showed a 60% increase in suicidal thoughts for teen girls since 2011. In a statement with CBS News, representatives of TikTok's U.S. headquarters say they are testing ways to slow the spread of misinformation, and they strongly encourage their users to get professional medical advice. Many use coffee as a way to get through their day, but is there such a thing as too many cups of Joe? An expert weighs in on the specifics after this.
We know taking your child to the dentist can feel like pulling teeth, but at Pediatric Dentistry of Onalaska, your child arrives with a smile and leaves with specialized oral care tailored to them. Pediatric Dentistry of Onalaska, where we have big fun taking care of little teeth.
Cracks in brick, cracks in block? Call American Water Works. leaning or bowing basement walls? Call American Water Works. Sticking windows or doors? Call American Water Works. Settling or sinking foundation? That's right. Call American Water Works. It's a fact. Foundation problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call American Water Works. Call American Water Works today.
Update the floors in your home and save 11% on your flooring project at Menards. Great Lakes vinyl floors are perfect for any room in your home. Find a wide selection of waterproof and durable floors that are easy to install. Great Lakes vinyl floors also feature an attached pad for comfort and noise reduction. Heritage vinyl plank is only $329 after 11% rebate now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
We know taking your child to the dentist can feel like pulling teeth, but at Pediatric Dentistry of Onalaska, your child arrives with a smile and leaves with specialized oral care tailored to them. Pediatric Dentistry of Onalaska, where we have big fun taking care of little teeth.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
It's one of the world's most popular drinks, and despite what many Wisconsinites may think, it's not beer. Worldwide, nearly 2 billion cups of coffee are consumed every day, and March is National Caffeine Awareness Month. News 8 Now's Dua Israr tells us how much coffee is too much coffee.
What can I get started for you? The sounds of freshly brewed coffee signals the start of the day for many.
I drink it because I enjoy the taste.
I probably drink more coffee than water, which is not a good thing.
I started drinking coffee when I was like 5.
But sometimes the jolt from just 1 cup of Joe,
It used to be a lot more.
or 2,
5 to 10.
isn't enough.
Get a black coffee to go in whatever this gentleman wants.
There's a couple of common myths brewing about coffee. Number 1, it can stunt your growth.
As far as research shows, that is a myth.
Number 2, 1 too many cups and you may be up all night.
Each person responds to coffee or the caffeine in coffee differently, so some people are more sensitive to it, and it could cause insomnia for some people.
Number 3, coffee can be bad for your heart.
What we're seeing research show is associated with drinking coffee is less likely of certain chronic diseases like heart disease, some cancers, possibly diabetes.
Number 56.
Whether it's hot or ice.
The iced matcha with oat and the iced chai with oat.
Health benefits that we see with coffee drinkers is we're talking about black coffee that's unsweetened.
Experts say having an additional cup or 2 can do more than just get you through the day. Reporting in La Crosse, Dua Israr, News 8 Now.
Experts say people who are pregnant, have high blood pressure, or anxiety should limit their coffee intake more than the average person. Well, still ahead tonight at 10, the credit rating of the U.S. could change as talks continue about the debt ceiling. Plus, cell phone bills could get pricier for some Verizon customers starting next month.
And we have a clean sweep across the Coulee region for now, but I'm keeping an eye on another system that may push its way through by the second half of the work week. Details in the First Warn forecast on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Don't need glasses? See us for your contacts and save on your annual supply.
La Crosse Glass and Overhead Doors has been selling, servicing, and installing garage doors since 1964 and believe garage doors should be exceptional quality and craftsmanship. We guarantee to help you select a door to fit all of your needs. We offer a large stock inventory of CHI overhead doors, including residential, commercial, rolling steel, and high-speed doors. Visit our website and design the door of your dreams with CHI Door Visions. Get your free quote today.
Penny,
Yes, Sheldon.
are you familiar with the workings of an internal combustion engine?
No, Sheldon.
There's a problem with your check engine light.
No, it's working just fine.
According to the owner's manual, when your check engine light is illuminated, you should take your car to Sleepy Hollow immediately.
Your home of GM certified parts and service. Sleepy Hollow, your tri-state dealer. We can say that now. Viroqua, Caledonia, and now Cresco, Iowa.
Dan Kelly won't keep our community safe. As a lawyer, Kelly defended child sex predators who posed as ministers in order to prey on vulnerable young girls. They lured young children to locations they believed to be safe, only to sexually assault and molest them. And Dan Kelly defended those monsters. Do you want someone like that on the Supreme Court? Dan Kelly, an extremist who doesn't care about us.
We all know how weather goes around here. So why not take the First Warn team with you? Stay weather aware with hourly temps and conditions, video forecasts, and interactive radar. And the best part? It's easy to use. Here, try it.
When you feel that chill in the air, make sure your furnace will keep you comfortable.
Call GNT Heating and Air Conditioning. Quality you can count on, experience you can trust.
With over 50 years of combined experience, GNT services residential and commercial within 50 miles of West Salem.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
20th Annual Early Bird Home Show. Lowest prices of the year on 2023 projects. Only at the Ford Store Home Improvements, 524 Copeland Avenue, La Crosse. Get started today.
A leading financial company says America's credit rating could get downgraded. Fitch Ratings made the comment today, and it says the political back and forth on whether to raise the debt ceiling or to default on it could lead to a downgrade. The U.S. currently has a perfect credit, but Fitch says that rating is not based on the country's finances. It's based on its preeminent status in the financial world. Hey, a heads up for Verizon customers, your bill might be going up. The company says prices are rising on some older cell phone plans. Verizon's hoping the price hike is an incentive to get people to switch to its latest 5G plan. The change is happening April 10th. A popular chocolate bar is getting a new look. The makers of Toblerone, long known as being a Swiss-made chocolate, will stop production in Switzerland. Manufacturing is moving to the Slovakian capital of Bratislava. Along with the move, Mondelez International says the chocolate will lose its trademark packaging. Under Swiss law, national symbols like the Matterhorn mountain pictured on Toblerone packaging are not permitted on products that don't meet criteria. I can honestly say I've never had a Toblerone chocolate in my life.
Oh, it'll change your life. Sir.
Really?
Yes, it will.
It's that darn good.
It is that darn good.
All right.
You should go grab one after the newscast.
I guess now I know what I'm doing after the 10 o'clock news.
There you go. In the world of weather, snow chances pick up again by the second half of the week. We're going to get a little bit of a lull first, and that's tonight going into tomorrow and Wednesday.
Okay.
But yeah, snow chances there in the forecast. So for all you snow lovers who are just trying to hang on, it's here. It's coming back. But for those who are like, come on again, yeah.
I know which side of the argument I'm on.
Which one?
Yeah, I'd rather not have snow in March. I don't know about you.
You know what? I'm a snow lover, so I can't really complain.
Okay, so we balance each other out.
Exactly. Good evening, everybody. We have mostly cloudy skies out there. Take a look at CityCam. You can see, again, a little bit of cloud cover. We did see some rain earlier today. We are sitting with 33 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Feels like 26 out there. The winds are starting to pick up out of the north-northwest at 8 miles per hour. In Eau Claire, you have cloudy skies. 35 is your current temperature. It feels like 28 out there with winds out of the north-northeast at 9 miles per hour. Numbers for today, oh, so close to 40. Made it to 39. I think we'll get to 40 tomorrow. 32 was our low, and that's actually where we are right now. 41 and 22 is where you should be for this time of year. 74 was the record high set back in the year 2000. So we have a clean sweep across the Coulee region right now. What little snow's left on the radar, it's over towards the Green Bay area, just to the north of the Sheboygan area. Now we're on the back end of a low pressure system, leading edge of a high pressure system, so that's what's going to keep the winds out of the north and northwest for tonight. So here's a look at the weather in motion. Now there's a couple things I want to draw your attention to. First of all, that low pressure system that we were talking about, it's now pushing its way off towards the east. We're on the back end of it, which is what's going to keep the winds, like I said, out of the north and the northwest. Our next weather maker is starting to form. It's over towards portions of Arizona right now, and it's going to push its way through as we go into Wednesday night, going into Thursday and Friday. So when you wake up in the morning, here's the details. Temperatures in the 30s will greet you. A little bit of cloud cover not out of the question. Some places could see some patchy fog, so allow yourself extra time to get to your morning destination. For tomorrow, much like today, we'll see temperatures in the 30s and 40s. We'll stay partly cloudy to start. The clouds will decrease throughout the afternoon and evening hours. Let's get into the second half of the work week. So here we go. This low pressure system I was talking about, that's across portions of Utah, Arizona. It's going to push its way up and over into the Coulee region. The snow chances will start to pick up. Here's what we know. The confidence is getting a little higher with this system. What we don't know yet is the timing, because that's going to be critical. The temperature profile, are we going to stay above freezing? Or are we going to get below freezing? If we stay above freezing, we'll see more of a wintry mix. If we stay below freezing, it'll be more of a snow. And the track of this storm, any shift with this low pressure system, several miles, could mean the difference between rain, wintry mix, and snow. So there is a lot of uncertainty with this system, but one thing to note, the confidence is getting a little higher nonetheless. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the next 8 days. We go to 41 Wednesday, 38 for Thursday. Friday, 36 degrees. We're keeping the snow chances in the forecast for Thursday going into Friday. Mid-30s for the weekend. Snow shower chances not out of the question for Saturday. That trend will continue for Sunday. And then mid-30s to start next weekend. Real quick, and you're going to hear this pretty much every day this week. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Set your clocks ahead 1 hour Saturday night before you go to bed, as 2 a.m. will be non-existent on Sunday.
All right, good to keep in mind. Thanks very much, Eric.
You bet.
Coming up in sports, a look ahead to conference tournament week. And Wisconsin hockey, meanwhile, parting ways with their head coach. Cade's in next with sports.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. Whether you need routine care or specialty care, Mayo Clinic Health System offers the best options for care where and when you and your family needs it.
We've done many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
News 8 Now and Dairyland Power Cooperative present Our Community Cares.
Irish Fest Lacrosse invites you to join us in celebrating our Irish pride at the 15th Annual St. Patrick's Day Parade on March 11th in downtown La Crosse. The Hunger Task Force will be accepting donations along the parade route. The Onalaska Omni Center is hosting a community-wide garage sale on March 11th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Free admission, accepting donations of non-perishable food items.
For more information on these events, or if you'd like to submit an event, visit news8000.com.
Have you been looking for a checking account that fits your lifestyle? With a checking account from Ultra, enjoy better rates, contactless debit cards, and online and mobile banking that makes your account as on the go as you are. No minimum balance, no monthly fees, no surprises. Banking that's simple, convenient, and there for you. But don't just take our word for it. Here's what our members say. Take the next step and open your checking account online today. Ultra Federal Credit Union, helping you live your best life.
Welcome to the rustic side of Black River Furniture Outlet, Western Wisconsin's cabin store. Buy unique, one-of-a-kind pieces made in the USA, featuring aspen, hickory, barnwood, and specialty woods like walnut and maple burl. Shop dining sets, bars and bar stools. Find epoxy pieces, coffee and end tables, cabin furniture bedroom sets in king, queen, full, or twin. Bunk beds and case pieces to match. Huge selection in stock to take home or deliver today. Family and veteran owned, Black River Furniture Outlet, Black River Falls.
Sick of running out of hot water? The professionals at Maxwell White are here to handle all of your water heater needs. Our licensed technicians can install, repair, or replace any type of water heater with same-day or next-day service. Call Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. Here's News 8 Now's Cade Overton.
Well, later this week, the madness will officially begin as the Big Ten tournament gets underway in Chicago. And even though the Badgers find themselves at the 12 seed, ESPN's Joe Lunardi had Wisconsin as one of the last four in his latest bracketology. But there are some projections that have them on the outside, so it will all come down to the Big Ten tournament. This is what we're looking at. Wisconsin kicking things off on Wednesday against Ohio State. And if they win that, then here's where I think they can gain some major points. A win against Iowa for the third time this year would be huge. And if they somehow beat Iowa, they'll have Michigan State, who they haven't played since early January. The Badgers lost that in a close one. But the only thing that guarantees a spot in the tournament is for them to make it to that championship game on Sunday and win. Maybe the only thing saving the Badgers at this point is the fact they somehow beat Marquette earlier this year. The Golden Eagles are in the midst of one of the program's best seasons ever. They're the top overall seed in the Big East tournament, where they'll play either St. John's or Butler on Thursday. Right now, Marquette was a 3 seed in Lenardi's latest bracket, but if they win the Big East tournament, they could easily move up. The Bucks are off tonight after having back-to-back games this weekend. The win streak came to an end on Saturday in a loss to Philly, but the team bounced back last night in large part to the bench and help from the bench. Giannis had a season high in assists, but it's easy when the team is making everything.
The energy behind the ball was great, and the ball was just going in. So just give credit to my teammates that are able to make shots today, and hopefully we can carry over from this game to the next game.
All right, that next game Giannis is talking about comes tomorrow night. Bucks still on the road, taking on the Magic. Milwaukee will go into that game with a 2-game lead up on the Celtics. At the high school level, we've got a couple of games in Rochester for the sectional quarterfinals. Rushford Peterson's season comes to an end as they fell to Goodhue 50-60. And the Crescent Hoka faced off against Cannon Falls in a game that came down to the wire, but the Lancers fell short on the last shot, 55-53. The Wisconsin hockey team will be looking for a new coach after earlier today the athletic department announced that the Tony Granato era has came to an end. Granato, a former Badger himself, took over the team in 2016 and racked up a career record of 105 wins, 129 losses, and 16 ties. He found some success in the 2020-21 season, but then followed it up with 2 straight losing seasons. A sad departure, but the athletic director Chris McIntosh said he believes the men's hockey program can consistently compete at a championship level, and he wants to find a coach that will get them there. And as the NFL offseason is about to begin, the Vikings are trying to free up some cap space, but that means bringing some tough goodbyes. Minnesota released veteran linebacker Eric Kendricks, ending an 8-year run with the team. Kendricks has played in over 100 games in the Viking uniform and was even an all-pro middle linebacker in 2019. From a football standpoint, the Vikings entered the week with $24 million over the salary cap and has one of the worst cap situations in the NFL. This move will save around $9.5 million in cap space, and with star wideout Justin Jefferson primed for a big contract extension, it wouldn't be shocking if we see some more cuts in the near future. And if you're wanting an update on Aaron Rodgers, on the Aaron Rodgers roller coaster, nobody knows. There were reports being thrown around by NFL Network's Rich Eisen that heard Green Bay front office members wanted Rodgers out, but yet he still hasn't been traded, which means Rodgers, as of right now, is still a Green Bay Packer. There's still some reports of the Jets wanting to trade and target Rodgers, but until that happens, the Rodgers drama will still continue. All right, we've got free agency next week. We've got the draft after that. Yep. You know, the season might be over, but be ready because football is still upon us.
You never lose sight of football.
Never.
It's part of American culture now.
The combine was great. The draft in a month, it's going to be awesome. All right, we'll have more news right after the break.
During Markdown Madness at Dahl Auto, choose from over 700 vehicles at 6 Dahl dealerships. Then make no payments until June. Plus, sell or trade your old car to get an extra $500 over book value. This month only at Dahl Auto.
Introducing the StarMark Composite Window, now available exclusively at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions. With its solid frame construction, this revolutionary window is 2,000% more airtight, 40% more energy efficient, and 12 times stronger than the average vinyl window.
And at a price less than what many companies charge for lower quality vinyl windows. Receive a free triple paint upgrade on select windows and 24 months interest-free financing.
A convicted felon kidnapped and raped a 15-year-old girl, abducting her off the street in broad daylight. Judge Janet Protasewicz could have sentenced him to 20 years. Instead, she put him back on our streets.
What detractors would say is you having been soft on a violent sexual crime.
I would say that that's ridiculous. Judge Protasewicz puts our families at risk, and putting her on our Supreme Court, that's what's ridiculous. Fair Courts America is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Honey, I'm home. I picked us up a vacuum and I got us some toilet paper.
Well, let's give it a shot and see how it works.
I see trouble for these two.
Oh, come on, junk. Honey, I'm home. I picked us up a new vacuum and I got us some cat litter.
Will he ever learn?
And another one added to the pile. Honey, I'm home. And this time I went to A1 Vacuum.
My hero.
The era of digital advertising is upon us, and it's moving fast. As a business owner, you've probably struggled understanding what it all means. That's where we can help. Phase 3 Digital is your local digital agency that can help you understand the digital world, the products available, and how to use them. So if you have digital questions, we have answers. Call Phase 3 Digital today at 608-793-4522 or visit our website at p3da.com/lacrosse.
Selling your car yourself can take weeks. Selling to an online reseller takes days. Selling your car to Dahl Auto takes 30 minutes. And you'll get an extra $500 over book value. Dahl Auto. Simple.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
A much anticipated renovation is now complete at Gunderson Health System's audiology department.
We've always been able to have the benefit of state-of-the-art technology here, but a lot of patients look around and go, really? You know, the space had a little bit to be desired.
Well, the clinic had its first patient in the new space today. This project has been in the works for more than 2 decades. Department leaders say besides the new look, they wanted to make the department more accessible for patients.
One big thing was with our diagnostic test booths, always had steps into them, and we were always concerned about it being a tripping hazard or mobility hazard for patients despite the ramping. So now we have 0 entry into all of our booths in the Cross and in the Onalaska remodel that happened a year ago.
Dr. Minke says the brighter space will also help kids feel more comfortable when they visit the audiology department. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Stories are told on our Instagram at WKBT News 8. Or you can always find us at news8000.com.
Cooley Auto Service Center is ready to handle any of your repairs. From suspension and brakes to routine maintenance, we've got the certified technicians to care for you and your vehicle. Honest, friendly, and dependable team to get you back on the road quickly. Conveniently located at 700 Monitor Street or online at cooleyauto.com. Cooley Auto Service Center. Service you need, care you deserve.
This adorable shelter pet wants to meet you and your family today. The News 8 Now Pet of the Week is brought to you by Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics.
Jolivet Family Farms features one of the area's largest selections of frozen seafood, including lobster tail, shrimp, scallops, North Atlantic cod loins, calamari, clams, clam strips, crawfish tails, salmon, catfish nuggets, alligator, frog legs, and seafood medley. Pick up some appetizers, French fries, onion rings, cheese curds, mac and cheese bites, and sweet potato fries. Jolivet's also has fresh produce and a homemade bakery with bread, cookies, bars, pies. Don't forget the beer or wine. All at Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Team, you earned this moment. This was not our finest moment. Now let's go to McDonald's. Yeah!
There's a deal for every celebration at McDonald's. Enjoy 20-piece chicken McNuggets for just $6.
I enjoy working with businesses, seeing their vision and being there every step of the way to watch them become successful.
Union State Bank meets our personal and business needs.
At Contractor Supply, our motto is your partner in building excellence, and Union State Bank is all of that.
I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Union State Bank. I wouldn't have what I have today if it wasn't for Union State Bank.
Union State Bank, where customers and community come first. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Brody from Great River Harley-Davidson. It's Harley's 120th anniversary, and we are celebrating all year long. Our new 2023s are on the floor with new models, new colors, but that classic Harley ride. Plus, we have awesome anniversary apparel, including custom helmets, limited edition clothes, riding gear, and more. Stop by and see us anytime at Great River Harley-Davidson.
One final look at the next 8 days. We're going to the 40s for Tuesday. Snow chances a little bit for Wednesday, but then they really start to ramp up Thursday and Friday. Mid-30s for the weekend.
All right, and like I said, we got to get a little Toblerone chocolate after this. All right. That's Eric Dean. That's Kate Overton. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we will see you tomorrow.